Hey everyone, welcome back. In this Excel tutorial, we are going to learn about flash fill in Excel and why flash fill is really important and how it can help you to quickly work with Excel data and reduce the amount of time you spend in collating all sort of data. So let's see what exactly is flash fill and how you can use flash fill for different scenarios. Okay. Now say for example, I have a set of data wherein I have the first name and last name, right? And I want to create the full name, or basically I want to concatenate both these columns, the data within these columns, and create a full name, right? So one way is if you want to do manually, right? So I can simply say, keep typing in, right? So I'll type the first name and last name here. Then I'll keep doing that. And if there are thousands and thousands of record, it's a tedious exercise doing manually, right? So that's where flash fill comes very handy. Now, what exactly is flash fill? So if there is some sort of pattern that is detected within the set of data that is there, then you can quickly use the flash fill feature of Excel to populate all set of data, right? So say for example, here I have the first name and the last name. First name is Ram, last name is Kumar, and full name is first name and last name, right? So there is a pattern wherein in the full name, I have created or concatenated the first name from this particular cell with the last name of this particular person, right? Now if I hit enter, okay, now here if you see first name and last name, the full name will be first name concatenated with last name, right? So ideally that's how it will be. So instead of doing this manually, here I just have 4 rows here, but there can be thousands of rows, right? So to do flash fill, I can simply go to here in the home tab, right? In the fill, if you see here in the right hand side below auto sum, there is a fill drop down. Click on it and click on flash fill, and you will see automatically all of these names that were there having first name and last name. It identified the pattern that you have mentioned in the first row itself for the first person and populated the full name for the remaining data, right? So that's how the flash fill actually works and what exactly it will do for you. It will identify the pattern and then populate the data, right? Now the other way, so this is basically from the home tab. Okay, now the other way is through the data tab. So you can get the same thing from the data. So go to data tab, and here you will see that there is a flash fill. So basically here, right, you will have this icon of flash fill. Click on that and it will do the same thing, right? The third shortcut is if you don't want to go through home and data, you simply populate one of the values, and on your keyboard you simply have to press Control E, right? So Control plus E will populate the remaining set of data, right? So this is what flash fill is and what it will do. So there are different options. You can do it through the home tab, through the data tab, or through the shortcut Control E. All right. Now, if say for example, there is a difference in the pattern, right? So say for example, I simply change this M to caps, right? So this, if I do this, still it is first name and last name, but the last character of this person is caps, right? So let's see what will happen in this case. Okay, if I say Control E, you will see that it automatically detected that the pattern is basically the first 2 characters of the first name, right? And then the capital M is something which I have appended. So it took that pattern from all the names, right? So SH and appended M, and similarly for all of the others. Okay, so you have to make sure whatever pattern you identify, say for example, I want to have the first name and last name, I have to make sure that I change that, right? So as soon as I change it to pattern that matches the first name and last name, you'll see all others got automatically adjusted accordingly as well, right? There is little column here or little icon which is flash fill option. If I click on this, you will see it will show me whether I want to accept all suggestions or not, right? So if I click on accept suggestions, that will disappear. Okay, so this is how you will work with flash fill, and really helpful in populating the data. Now moving on to the next set of exercise, right? So if say for example, there are 3 values, first name, middle name and last name, right? So I can simply say first name and then middle name and the last name. Okay, so I have populated 1 and then rest I can simply say Control E, and you will see it has populated. So if there is nothing in the middle name, you will see that it has skipped that. It has just populated first name and last name. And if there is a middle name, there is a pattern, then it will populate accordingly, right? So that's how it will help you to populate. Now if I change this pattern altogether to lowercase v, let's see what happens. So you will see if I remove this, remove these two, and press Control E to flash fill, it will basically change that. So you'll see that it has changed this S, that is uppercase, here to lowercase, because here I have changed it to the lowercase, right? So based on what pattern you choose in flash fill, automatically the Excel will automatically match that pattern and populate. And then you have the option to basically accept the suggestion. And then there are different options in this quick analysis icon, which is for the quick analysis of the data, which we'll cover later. But for flash fill, you can simply flash fill and accept the changes, right? The next very important thing will be around the address. Say, for example, this is one of the address, right? So you have house number, street, suburb, city, country, etc. Now you want to create the full address, right? So this is, having the 5 columns. Flash fill will be really handy in these sort of scenarios. So what I can do is I can simply define a pattern, or say, for example, for this address, I'll simply create a pattern. So comma separated values of these details that are there. So house number, street, suburb, city, and country, right? So I can simply say house number and then the street. So Gandhi Street, and then the suburb, then the city, and country. Okay. Now once I'm done with this particular pattern, right, rest I do not have to type in manually. Flash fill is there. I can easily populate rest of the data in the same pattern, and all the addresses will be updated accordingly, right? So from the data tab, I can simply say flash fill, all right, and it will populate the full address, comma separated, in the same pattern for rest of the other addresses. So the second one is 1 Collins Street, Carlton, Melbourne, Australia. Similarly, the third, fourth, and fifth, right? If I want to use flash fill from home, I can simply go to home, click on fill, and flash fill. Just give me a sec. Yep. Now from here, flash fill, right? So that's how basically flash fill will be really helpful. Okay. You simply define the pattern. If, say, for example, I want to change the pattern, instead of this comma, first place I want to use the colon, right? And rest all comma separated, right? So Excel will identify that pattern. If I flash fill, just press Control E, and you will see all other addresses are street, number, colon, and then basically the rest of the address, right? So you can format the data within Excel and use flash fill to get the formatted data according to your need, concatenated data, and use that data wherever you want, right? So this has numerous possibilities. Go ahead and explore what all you can do with flash fill, and will be really helpful for you and your project. So that's all for this tutorial. I hope it was helpful. Thank you very much for watching.